And we are live. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going?
It is awesome here on the West Coast.
And here on the East Coast, yeah,
The best coast.
the best coast. I don't know. I like the East Coast pretty well. But tonight I have got a guest with me. This is Cindy Lee, and my host and podcast mastery coach, and really an amazing resource for business owners and entrepreneurs and an amazing generator of all things referrals. So welcome, Cindy. Happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, I am called the marketing genie in a bottle. So I help small businesses market their business through various tools. And it's just a good way to build their business tenfold, because it's nice to have different business tools to market your business instead of just standard social media. There's so many different tools that you could use for your business.
Absolutely. And I think that that's something that people forget sometimes is they think, oh, I heard that Facebook ads are really good. But depending on your audience or depending on your business, that may not make a whole lot of sense. So tell us a little bit about some of the tools that you use and leverage in your business.
Well, one of the tools I have actually to monetize what I do for my podcast, I have a travel podcast on Wednesday, and then every Friday I have an entrepreneur podcast, which you're going to be on here in a few months. And so how I monetize it is I actually teach a class on the podcast mastery through StreamYard. So I'm actually teaching people how to use StreamYard. And there's also a little mini class on how to use TikTok, because I like to use TikTok so I can repurpose it to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and also Google My Business is crucial. It's actually going to help with your algorithms, posting your video testimonies. Like, for instance, I have the podcast, so I'll post podcast interviews on there. It's really, really crucial. The biggest thing right now is actually YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
I'm really digging that. Yeah.
Yeah. And, the interesting thing is like that create a single video, use it everywhere. Putting it on your Google My Business actually dramatically improves your search engine optimization. So if you guys are looking for an easy, inexpensive way to get yourself found on Google, uploading things to your Google My Business is a huge, huge, huge way to do this. And people underestimate how important Google My Business is to their businesses and to their whole search engine optimization and algorithms and everything else. They think it's just like, something that's kind of cute over here to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And you also do travel vacations and cards and all kinds of gifts and all kinds of stuff. So tell me about those things.
So some of the services I have, I'm with this company called Mailbox Power, where we could actually send cards and gifts through the computer. And right now, this time of year is super crucial. For one, in just a couple days, November is National Gratitude Month. So just imagine being able to send a card and gift from your computer, picking the card, hitting send, and the company will print and mail, and you're not at the post office for an hour and a half in line. They actually do everything for you. So that's one of my tools. I also have a tool called Marketing Boost, and it is a vacation incentive program that you could incentivize to your clients. Let's say if you do a Facebook group, invite 10 people to the Facebook group. And if 2 people join, you get a vacation on me. So they would just pay the cost of the resort fee and then also the taxes. And then I have the podcast mastery. I also teach people who know nothing about anything on social media. I teach them the TikTok, the Facebook, and doing like a mini class on YouTube. So it's so important to use all these networks. But imagine if Facebook went out, what are we going to do? You got to have all these other networks that you're working.
And I think people got that demonstration a couple of weeks ago with Facebook going out for a day and that oh crap moment of now, do I actually have a business left?
It was bad for me because I'm an ambassador at National Day Calendar, and it was on National Taco Day. So the 3rd, I actually did a whole feature for National Taco Day. and the National Day calendar was going to share it everywhere. They're going to share the article, the YouTube interview, and then boom, for 6 hours, we had nothing. So they had to put it on Twitter, and then they repurposed it the next day. But yeah, it was a crazy day for me. I'm like, no, this is my big article.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's why you got to have LinkedIn and all these other ways to communicate with people.
Yeah. Now, I'm a big believer in existing on at least a couple of different platforms and doing them and leveraging them. So one of your things that I really love is referrals and giving people referrals. How does that work? Because I think a lot of people are like,
are you talking about the two types of referrals like we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have what's called the connection referral. So it's somebody that I have a huge influence with. We have a rapport going on. I've either met them last week and I have a rapport, or I've known them for a couple of years. So they're my sphere of influence. So I'm going to connect you to them. And I'm actually going to do an email. And then the title of the email, I'm going to say Referral Connection, Haley Gray and Sammy Joe, right? And then the date. And then what you do, your email, your phone number for you to connect. And then in a week or two, I'm actually going to do a follow-up call or reminder. Like, how did it go? Did you guys have closed a sale? And then we have what's called the direct referral. So say, for instance, someone is in carpet cleaning, and I'm actually going to talk to the other person. Say, well, yeah, we need a carpet cleaner, but what do you need the carpet cleaning for? Do you need a real estate cleaning? Is it a home cleaning? So when you send that referral, you say exactly what that person is looking for. So that way they actually know what they're looking at there. That's
pretty cool. Yeah. And I think that these warm referrals are kind of, an art that a lot of people really struggle to grasp. So I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I kind of know the answer, but I'm going to let you answer this. So why would I want to get to know people, figure out who their business is, and then send them referrals? How does that benefit me and my business?
Well, when you build relationships, I know a lot of us, we get on Facebook, we wake up in the morning and then we'll be on Facebook or LinkedIn, and then you see like a 5-paragraph thing of someone trying to prospect you. And it's so important to get that person, like, you want to show me the presentation? Let's show each other the presentation. Because even if we never do business with each other, if we have a know, like, trust, and remember relationship, that is just so crucial. I have some people that I've never bought from, but I refer them because I know, like, and trust them. That's super important.
So how do you deal with the argument that, somebody's like, well, okay, I'm sending out all these referrals, but I'm never getting any back?
I don't really have that problem. Yes, I give out about at least 3 referrals a day.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is that when you give out referrals, they do tend to come back. It's not always a one-to-one kind of a thing. And not everybody you refer to is going to necessarily refer back to you. And it's okay if they don't.
Yeah. Or like, I have a guy right now that I've, in the last couple of weeks, I've given him about 10 referrals. I said, hey, how's the follow-up on that? Oh yeah, but I still got to work on that. I said, well, when you're done following up with the 10 people, then I'll work on, the next 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what constitutes adequate follow-up in your mind?
It all depends on the party. So are you talking about the time that I follow up, or are you talking about the process of how I follow up?
So say you send somebody a lead or a referral. What is the best etiquette for how to follow up with those people in terms of timelines, in terms of expectations of how to follow up, all of that? What does that look like in your book?
I want to say 5 to 7 days for follow-up. That's usually what I do. It all depends on the situation. Like, say, for instance, somebody wants to do the cards and gifts business, and they say they want to do it, and then I follow up 2 days later, they're still not ready. And then I'll stretch it out to like 1 week, 2 weeks, or I'll say, hey, when is a good time to follow up? How about the 23rd? Oh, no, that doesn't work. This day works. So you could ask them when's a good time to follow up as well.
Yeah, totally. And one of the things I try to do personally in my business is, if somebody gets referred to me as a lead or a referral, I always follow up within 24 hours.
Oh yeah. If I get a referral, it's 24 to no longer than 24 hours. And if I can't talk to them right away, I'll at least send them an email, or a text and say, this is Cindy. I'm really busy. I have some appointments today. Let me give you a call in a couple of days to look at our schedule. It's super important to follow up within 2 days. Yeah, because if you're not following up, then where is that relationship going?
They're gone.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
they
you just
do the
wasted a
same
lead.
thing when you give a referral, and how are you going to trust to give them a referral if they're not following up with you? No.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that's an important thing, because I've talked to people and I've coached people, and they have, one of the things that we talk about, in a very like literal sense, is what's the etiquette for following up with a lead? How often do you follow up with them? How do you follow up with them? And making sure that you're doing adequate follow-up, because it can really make or break a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the things that really bothers me, I'm sure it bothers most people. So when I give a referral, if they're a Facebook friend, I'll give them a referral on Facebook, and then we'll follow up in a couple of days with an email, because the email is easier to track. Because when you do it in Facebook, you have all these other messages you got to scroll up. But a lot of times I'll say, hey, I'm going to email you right now with the referral, and you can see their little face in the corner, but they don't reply or they don't get back. But then, I'm not going to connect them to anyone if they're going to do that. So you could just say, oh, yeah, Cindy, thank you. Oh, yes, I will connect with the person. But to just sit there and see the chat and not say anything, that's really bad business.
Right. Well, and sometimes people don't see a message on Facebook, because I know sometimes I get one that gets buried. So if you message somebody on Facebook and you're about to do a referral, message them, make sure that they're live first and that they see it and that they're expecting it first, and then I send it over.
Little head bobble down to tell the messages that they've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see this? Are you good? Are you receiving? Yes.
Or how about the thumbs up? How do you feel about that? When you ask a question, they don't really answer. They just say thumbs up.
It's better than no response.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, some kind of response is generally helpful, and then some kind of thank you is important.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I love it. So we were talking about doing a referral challenge in Women's Entrepreneur Network.
Yes.
Because one of the things I love to do is give people referrals, which means money in the bank if they do their part. So we are starting a challenge here in Women's Entrepreneur Network for the next week. So we'll be back next week. We'll harass you again for who are you giving referrals to in Women's Entrepreneur Network? So other members of the group.
Okay.
And you have to report back on how many referrals are you giving out this week.
Okay.
She who does the most referrals, she, he, they who do the most referrals, because we do have some men and some non-binary members. They who do the most referrals win. Do you want to tell them what they're going to win, or do you want us to leave that as a surprise until next week?
Yeah, let's tell them. So how many X amount of referrals for a 5-night hotel stay?
Ooh.
Yeah, so they'll have to cover the tax. I cover the hotel. All right. And then also if they invite 2 people to the group. So here's the thing. So if they invite 2 people to the group, they'll get the 5-night hotel. If they just do the challenge by itself, then they'll get the 3-night hotel.
That's amazing. And tell us what the 5-night hotel is and the 3-night hotel.
Oh, the 3-night hotel, just go to 3nightgiveaway.com. You can see some choices there of some of the hotel destinations. And then the 5-night is international. So we're talking Greece, there's Hawaii on there, Mexico. I mean, there's international. It's crazy. There's possibilities are endless. So whoever wins that for the 5-night, I could just schedule a one-on-one with them. And what's on the card, if they don't really like those destinations, we could pick more destinations.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. So all you have to do is invite some friends to the group, to Women's Entrepreneur Network, to the Facebook group, and you have to win for the number of referrals. Cool. I love it.
It's the most referrals in the group. So whoever gets the most referrals.
Yep. Whoever gives out the most referrals.
Okay.
So you're going to have to do some work to get there. And I'm going to post this in some posts in the group and update the video header and everything. So let's see who wants to win, who wants to make this amazing. And why do we, we were talking about this yesterday. So I'm like, so why do you guys think we are doing this kind of like crazy thing with the referrals? And a lot of people are going to look at me and they're like, I don't know. Why would I have to give other people referrals? I just want more business for my own business. So here's the thing. Here's the giver's gain.
Exactly.
They who give the most referrals tend to get the most business back.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. If you want to make a fortune, give other people referrals. If you want to do it organically, give other people referrals. Now, if you don't mind paying several $1,000s a month in ads, you don't have to bother with this stuff. But if you want to do it organically, this is a great way to line your pockets, believe it or not.
Exactly.
That's so cool. So tell me one thing that most people don't know about you, Cindy.
I actually worked on a submarine in the mid 80s. They actually used to call me Flashdance because I work with the welders, like the Jennifer Beals thing. Yeah, so they would call me Jennifer Beals or Flashdance. So that's one of the things that not everybody knows about.
What were you doing on the submarine with the welding?
I was a ship fitter trainee. So where they would have the little parts of the ship that needed to be welded down.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually would like shim them off and then the welder would re-weld it. Or I would do fire watch.
Oh, interesting. What's fire watch?
So when they're welding, you actually have this mask on and you're just watching, make sure that everything's safe while they're doing the welding.
Okay, cool. That is so
fire the submarine.
so cool. Yeah, you wouldn't really want to set fire to a submarine while you're underwater, I imagine.
Well, it's in dry dock.
Okay.
Yeah, for repairs.
Yeah, but still. That would strike me as a very expensive piece of equipment to accidentally set fire to.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So how long have you been doing your current business?
I've been doing my client retention business, since the 90s. And then I started with I was in Send Out Cards and now I'm in the company Mailbox Power. But yeah, I've been doing that with the automation since 2009. But before I would go to the grocery store, get a card, go to another store, get chocolate, and then spend, half hour at the post office. It's just so nice to get things streamlined because we need to focus on other stuff instead of waiting in line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a couple of success stories with what you've done with Mailbox Power.
Oh, wow. So my main business, travel agent, I actually met a gal on Facebook that was going to the Rio Palace the same time as me. I got there a couple days before her. And she says, I'm looking for an excursion. I'm looking the Cabo Arts tour. I want to do tequila tasting. I said, no problem. I said, I'm an agent with Biotar. I could totally hook you up on that. I said, but do me a favor. After your trip, make sure that you post all kinds of pictures because I have something really amazing I'm going to send you. Mm-hmm. So I sent them brownies. I don't know if I have that here. Yeah, I sent them brownies and also a coaster to match. So the brownies is going to go to the waistline, but the coasters, they're never going to throw away. So that goes back to the know, like, trust, and remember. Powerful.
That is so cool. And those are Ghirardelli brownies, right?
I'm not sure, actually. It's through one of our suppliers.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember I got some one time from Mailbox Power, and they were Ghirardelli brownies. Yeah. They were pretty amazing.
And today's National Chocolate Day. Did you know that?
Do what?
National Chocolate Day.
I did not know that today is National Chocolate Day. That is so cool. Mm-hmm. My favoriteest thing. I'm sitting here with a bar of chocolate on my desk.
Yeah, National Brownie Day is actually the 8th of December. Blonde Brownie Day is in January. Yeah, so there's so many really cool things. And so I use National Day calendar as a way to appreciate my clients and my friends, my family. So I do the birthday cards, and something that's really super powerful is sending somebody a half birthday card. So right now I'm actually looking at the May birthdays. So I'll go into the system and I'll type in May. I'm like, oh wow, 6 months. I need to send this person a half birthday. And when was the last time you got a half birthday card?
I don't know that I ever have.
Yeah. But when you're a kid, well, how old are you? 8 3/4. So it kind of brings you back to childhood.
How old are you? Older than dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. I've been working on the older than dirt status. So here's the deal. We're doing this competition, the referral competition. Invite 2 people to the group, to Women's Entrepreneur Network, and give the most referrals in the group. And it's just going to be an honor system. And you're going to win a 5-night stay internationally. And Cindy is the sponsor for this. So I'm really, really honored and stoked to have her doing this.
I'm going to add one more gift.
Oh, wow.
So the person who wins that 5-night, I'm actually going to make a custom brownie for them as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is really cool. I love it. You're pulling out all the stops. That is so cool. So y'all go out, go do some referrals. Let's do the things, and we will talk soon.
And find an accountability partner. That's really crucial for success.
Yeah, that accountability partner piece is huge. That's part of why we're doing that 30-day sprint in the One Sprint group, is that little bit of accountability has made a night and day difference in a couple of people's businesses in just the last couple of months. So I'm really stoked about that.
Can I do an announcement?
Yeah.
So if anybody goes to my digital card, Surf City, alohamarketing.com, and if you click the second tab, it's actually your challenge. So they could click it and they could go to that challenge. It says click the picture here, and it goes right to your website.
Okay, cool.
So it'll pay it forward for you.
Love it. Yeah. Post the link on the thread on the video once we're off, and then I will share all the different places that I've posted the link. I'm really stoked. This is so cool.
Yeah, very cool. So are we going to do this every month?
I don't know. Should we? We'll see how it goes this time, and then we may do it again if people are there.
Maybe starting in January for goals.
Yeah, seriously. Talk about hashtag goals, like turning Wen into a powerhouse. Love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Was there any other info that you would like to share with people?
So we all do Zooms because Zoom is the new living room, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of them have breakout rooms. So one of the things that I actually started doing over the last couple of years, especially the last year, is when I'm in a Zoom, for instance, there's that Wednesday one that I told you about that's every Wednesday at 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we do the breakout rooms, and there's usually like 4 people in there. So when everyone has their 2 minutes to talk, and then after they're done talking and it's my turn, I'm like, you know what, guys? Give me your phone number and give me your email. And actually, after the meeting today, I'm going to send you a personal introduction. And tell me right now in one sentence what you do and what you're looking for, and I will include that in the email. Because what you want to be is you want to be known as the connector. So the book I wrote, I talk about being the connector, being the pay it forward entrepreneur, and then what's called the selfish networker. They never give referrals. They're just waiting to do referrals. And so it's so important to think about being the connector. Pay it forward and have it be about the other person, because it'll all come back tenfold. Trust me.
Absolutely. Yeah. So those little touches that make a huge difference. We have a mortgage officer in our BNI group, and he's got everybody chasing around, taking pictures of all of the contracting companies locally so that he can reach out to them and give them a call. So I never would have thought I would have been chasing a truck across a parking lot to try to take a picture of the name and phone number to be able to send somebody a referral.
Wow.
And yet I've done it more than once. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. So happy to have you here. Thank you, Cindy. This is such a pleasure. And we will talk soon. Take care, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.